Hi everybody, Trendy John here at Simpler Trading. I want to go over one of my favorite names this year. As a matter of fact, I pushed this out into the notes section January of 2024, and in December I did the 2024 projection, and it's worked really well. Matter of fact, here in the room we've gotten into equity around the 50 mark. We had some traders push up into the 81 to 90 mark, and as you can see, it's worked really well. Now the question is whether or not it can hold this value area and potentially move up towards that round number of 100. So again, let's look at it from a higher time frame just really quickly. And you'll notice that we had our inside and up formation. This inside and up formation is so powerful. It is what I use to anticipate demand zones. Once price has moved up over this inside candle, this was a buy. And again, this is around the area that we bought equity. Price then pushed up into our targets of 64, 69, 74, 81, and as I said, into 90. And a lot like NVIDIA and a lot of charts out there, you could see here on the quarterly, it's very extended from price. Now, what I'm using in order to say that to you, that statement, that price is extended, is simply looking at the 9 EMA, looking at the price, and looking at the past and noticing that if we were to take I guess, a measuring stick or ruler, and we were to measure from the EMA up to top prices, you would notice that these lines are pretty close in size. Okay. You'll notice that. Then we start to get extended, and you'll notice here that this one, that's pretty extended. Okay. So topping wick, a lot like NVIDIA, starts to slow down. And what traders look for when we get this topping wick is, some digestion, if you will. And just like a race car, after it's run at, let's say, 12,000 RPMs or so forth, or even a motorcycle, you're looking at the engine needs to cool. During this cooling process, it's very detrimental that you allow it to do what it needs to do. In charting and in trading, after such a big run, it's important that you not get in the way of digesting. Because during this digesting period, I guess you could say, or just kind of consolidating here, a lot of speculation will happen. Traders will come out and say that it's too extended, that it needs to pull all the way back down to, let's say, this 9 EMA or maybe this level. And when you look at it, it's a pretty big move to the downside. I'd rather you look at this chart and have levels. So, if you're a big fan like I am of CELH, I'm going to tell you this right away. I'm just going to take this quarterly candle, I'm going to measure it, and I want you to find the 23 and 38.2%. Basically, that's 74 to 81. In this level, I want to see that buyers come in. Okay. So, if for some reason price were to come back into my structure, and let me show you what structure I'm talking about, this inside and up formation right here, if it comes back there, I am a buyer. My hand is raised, I'm buying in that, no questions asked. I want to at least accumulate in this area all the way down into 50. Okay, so this is what I would consider a stink bid. I want to know if price ever gets there. And believe me, it's really important to do these things. Even if you don't think they'll get there, it's very important to set these alerts up because what I have found in trading is one day we could get a surprise in the market, a big flush. And if these alerts go off, I need to be ready. So I'm going to do an at or below 64.61. And if for some reason there, I know what to do. Now, far as the bullish formation, okay, or the channel, if you will, again, that level falls in here between 81 and 75. I would expect consolidation in this area. Let me draw it out for you. And a lot of people would call this a flag. Let's just say that we get a little bit more push like this. We don't take out the high. Then we break down, right, off a little bit of hopium that we might make new highs. But really all we're doing is consolidating in this area. Then a lot of traders will come out. They'll draw the flag. And then from there, obviously, you could make a trade, right? You could use the shape. You could use these support levels. And if for some reason we break down below this level, below the flag, we can look to go short into the areas we want to be long at around 64. Now, what I'll be looking for again is for this to consolidate for a bit before I want to do anything. If this, then that. If price comes back into this first level, say 75 by 81, I want to look at scaling into a trade, and my stops would be underneath the 75, and it would have to close under 75. Now this would be a swing trade, so I would have to see that a daily and or a weekly would close underneath here before I close out my trade for a loss. If I'm wanting to take this thing from a quarterly perspective, and let's just say that, I think it's going to 120 plus, and I want to hold it for the next year or so, and I buy some leaps. Well, I'm only going to pay attention to the quarter candle. I will not get out of this trade unless a quarterly candle closes below this demand zone right here. Okay. So this is how I stay in a trade for a very long time. The next thing is really at the end of the day, for a long term trade, I do not want to be out of this trade long unless we close underneath the cloud. You can see, just like NVIDIA, that the cloud works very well. And anytime we're above the cloud, we're looking for the cloud to be support. And anytime we come back to the cloud, we're looking at also getting in. There's confluence here with the inside and out formation, the demand zone. There's confluence here with the 9 EMA. And so therefore, again, if for some reason we were to get into here, I want to be long. If you can't wait, this is the area that I would expect buyers, 81.41 by 75.42. This trend is not broken in the quarterly candle unless we break below the 618. And notice that I have a trendy edge just underneath there. That also happens to be the level. If I get an alert, I want to be long. Golden Fibonacci, inside and up formation, and the trend is not broken. I definitely am looking to go long there if price gets there. I hope this helps you guys. It's one of my favorite names. It's done everything we wanted it to this year, and I would expect it to do exactly what I was just talking about. Just give it a little bit of time. If this and that. If we come back to here, take a shot. If we can get above the highs, then guess what? We're probably moving up towards that 97. And my overall targets up here, and yes, this is far away, 124 by 141, but I am happy right now because we've hit my projection of 2024 within the first 3 months of the year. I hope you have a great day. See you soon.